DJ Ivan in the mix.
Done for Extra Nation.
KLA Drive, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. every Friday on TGM Radio UK.
Summerfest is Kampala Drive, and we're here, we're getting to know some of the guests that are here. I'm your host, Melinda the Fourth, aka Sakali, and today I'm joined by... I can't hear. Today I'm joined by...
Fortune. My name is Fortune.
Fortune, oh, very fitting.
My company name is FK Events.
FK Event?
That's my company name.
Okay. And how are you feeling today? You look beautiful.
I'm feeling fine.
I love the outfit. Loving the shade. Who are you excited to see tonight?
Pardon?
Who are you excited to see tonight?
Winnie, Nwagi, Fameika, Haruna, and Gravity. Yeah, I'm going to see all of them.
Okay. I hear you have a show coming up, a boat party. Can you tell us more about that?
I have 2 shows coming up.
Oh, okay. Double.
I have the FK annual all-white boat cruise on the Thames on the 27th of August.
27th of August.
And I also have the Uganda Convention on the 10th of September, and the Africa Band will do the after party.
Oh, we love Africa Band. Tell us more about the boat party. What's that about?
The boat party is an annual community party we do every year, but we stopped during COVID, and we make dance, drink, party, and serve food, but the drinks are bought from the counter.
So we're on the Thames?
It's on the Thames. We are setting up from the festival pier. We set off at 5 and come back at midnight.
Oh, I love that. And where can people get tickets from?
You have to buy on my website or contact me. I always share my account number.
Where can people follow you to get more information?
On my Facebook handle is Fortune Kabrame. Snapchat is Fortune Mulungi. And Instagram is Fortune Kabrame. Everything is Fortune Kabrame. And my number is on my poster on my Facebook. Yeah.
Well, guys, you've heard it here first. If you want to go to the boat party, the Uganda convention, then you should follow Fortune.
Everyone is welcome. It's Ugandans and friends of Uganda.
You heard it here first. It's Kampala Drive. Make sure you look in. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're here.
Yo. It's Friday, so you know what it is. It's Kampala Drive, which means we are here on TGM Radio UK to start your weekend off right, get you in the vibe, get you in the mood. This time, the weather forecasters promised us a heat wave, and they have delivered. Yeah. It has been a big heat wave.
They said it'll go until... Are we still in heat wave?
Yeah, we're still in heat wave, and
today is like 20... what? 24, 25?
No, that's a heat wave. Because Monday, Tuesday...
That was a scorcher.
It's going to be 37.
Oh, boy.
Here in London,
Where are we going to go?
UK.
We can't fit on the beach.
I got work. That's where I'm going to go.
That's extreme weather. I think people should be excused. That should be
honestly,
a bank holiday.
Because 37 degrees.
Wow, I can't even imagine that.
Honestly.
Last week was it Friday?
Yeah, about 30.
Yeah, 30.
And I was struggling.
7 degrees is unimaginable.
But hey, anyways, your boy Melinda the Fourth, aka Sukali. I'm joined by DJ Ivan. We've got other people that are going to be coming through throughout the show to chop it up with you. Let us know what you're thinking. How was your weekend? How have you been enjoying the sunshine? If you're abroad, tell us what the weather is like where you're at. As usual, we are sponsored by Afro Vibes Limited, the #1 importers of Ugandan beverages in the UK. Guys, we're going to have some good discussions today. You know, I put it out earlier on. I was like, everyone needs to lock in today because we got a lot on the agenda.
We got a lot. Let's starting off with that little clip that we showed out there as our outside broadcasting.
Come on.
Because we do this as well.
We do.
We were not live.
We weren't live.
But we got a little bit of content. Not What did you think? Because in that clip, the lady says, "Oh, shout out to Fortune, by the way. She's got a boat party, like she said. So follow Fortune on Facebook and Instagram." But she says in the clip she's looking forward to Winnie Nwagi, Fameika, Haj Haruna, and Gravity Mutuju.
Yeah.
This was about 1 a.m.
Yes. I felt bad for her.
Yeah.
Because even I knew at the time that all those 4 people were not around.
But the time difference between when we knew and when she probably got to know, it wasn't that. We got there thinking 4 artists were around.
True. Then I got word. On the streets. The streets were talking. They're like, no, only 2 artists.
Through the grapevine.
Yeah, through the grapevine. They're like, only 2. I was like, you know what? It's calm anyway, because the 2 artists that were coming are the artists I wanted to see anyway. So to me, it wasn't a big deal. But as the night, when I've been to many of these events, right? So I already knew when we got to midnight and the audience level was still a bit lackluster, I knew that, this is going to be peak. And the first thing I said to DJ Ivan was, do you think these artists will perform to this crowd? Remember I said that to you?
Yeah, we was a bit worried because a few artists have refused to perform to sparse crowds. What number do you put that crowd at?
Because I've been hearing fluctuation numbers, but I think if I'm being generous, 150.
Yeah.
If I'm being generous,
Me too. Like some people are really quoting very low, like 20.
No.
60. No.
No. It was definitely at least 100 people.
That was at least 100.
At least 100 people.
Yeah.
Maximum 150. And I love the fact that, normally Royal Regency, you'd have tables all the way to the back and then seating area. The fact that they almost knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
So they pushed. It didn't look that bad.
Obviously, with the advent of social media, people have first-hand information. Artists have friends and family.
Yes, that are there.
So they know what's going down. Apparently, some people who had booked tables didn't turn up. I suppose they wanted to pay at the door, but they didn't turn up.
Yeah.
Because they knew only half of the entourage was arriving.
It was arriving.
And I think I should give shouts out to the management of Mama Africa, because they pulled the thing off.
Yeah, shout them out.
The last minute. I think the artists got their bookings on Thursday, and they had to travel on Friday.
Yeah.
Or they bought the bookings on Friday and they had to travel that night.
Yeah.
So it was really, really tight.
It was
really tight. In retrospect, we don't know, we now know it was probably a bad idea to continue with the show.
Yeah.
We don't yet know the reasons why. Well, I had a rumor that Haj Haruna had already booked himself on the date.
Okay.
I think due to the lateness of the visa.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Gravity. What was his reason for not turning up? But he didn't turn up. And like we said, the public is in the know of who's arrived, who's at Heathrow, who's boarding at Entebbe. Yeah. So they voted with their feet. They just didn't turn up.
Yeah. And I think for me, it's like, I'm a victim of this too, in the sense of, I would not book a ticket if I don't get a Instagram or a Snapchat from the artist telling me that I either at Heathrow or Entebbe, one of the two, as in leaving the airport. Do you know what I mean? And because all that, like you said, the flight, I think the visas came in on Friday, so the flights were booked for Friday. Everything happened late, and obviously earlier on in the week, we already had a cancellation. That show was cancelled. So unfortunately, we're busy. People are busy. So once the show got cancelled, people made up a plan. So now to then get told the show's back on, I think that kind of, a bit confusion, a bit kerfuffle. It caused issues. It caused issues because the lineup was actually good.
And a lot of people blaming the promoter, but I think they thought they might save the situation and not lose their venue booking.
Yeah.
Because that's hefty.
It's a big big deposit to just lose.
It's quite hefty. So they thought, Gravity's got a visa, which he applied for in January. Home office, come on.
Home Office is doing a mad thing.
January he applied for it, was delayed, not even denied, but delayed up to July. So they thought, with that addition, might pull it off, but wasn't to be.
And it sounds like, the Home Office keeps blaming the situation in Ukraine, but I just don't get what Ukraine's got to do with Uganda. These men aren't looking for asylum, they're not looking for refugees, they're just looking for work permits.
I'm even thinking, shouldn't there be a separate office for that?
Exactly. What's that called? Because I thought Ukraine was probably dealt with Home Office here, or maybe the one in Europe. Ours, isn't it South Africa or Kenya? So what's that got to do with Ukraine? So that's the only, that's one of the parts where I said, you know what, I feel like the promoter
Another thing
is not to blame.
About Commonwealth. Commonwealth due to happen, Commonwealth Games due to happen in Birmingham.
Okay.
Apparently that's a factor as well.
Okay, I can kind of, because I guess a lot of countries rely on the embassy in South Africa, I'm guessing. So the question is, should she have cancelled the show? I can't really say. I don't know what the losses would have been. I don't know what the profits would have been. I know that when the show was put back on, I just didn't feel it was going to be successful. I just felt it was too short notice. As much as I love my people, they love notice. They may not pay in advance, but for some reason they still want the notice in advance.
And remember we had Jose Jobs here, and he said promotion is really, what was the words he used? In a nutshell, he said it's a gamble. Yeah,
it's a gamble. He literally said it's gambling.
Yeah, you invest and you don't know what the
you could lose money. Yeah. So, I don't think I rate her for trying her best to put the show on. Because obviously I know they're in it to make money, but we're still going to enjoy the art. I love watching artists live.
And then you also have the people that come into the venue. They inform others what's going on.
Yeah.
And that kills. That really kills
the vibe. Yeah.
First guy to come in at 9, if it's blank, he's gonna tweet, he's gonna Snapchat, and the rest will just say, okay, what's the next agenda? So let's go.
Because the tickets aren't cheap, right? And it's funny because, and this is why Jobs Link came here and he told us like the psychology that goes into booking artists, and he was like, if someone's come already, we won't book them for a while, because for some reason, like, here Chris Brown could come here 1,000 times and 1,000 times he'll sell out. But when it comes to Ugandan artists, there seems to be some sort of threshold that if I've seen you this year, I don't want to see you again this year. I'm not going to pay £45 again.
When was Winnie here?
Oh, was it not last year?
I think it was last year.
Yeah, was it last year? Yeah. So, but that's still within.
And Thick is a freaking flyer.
Yeah, he's been here before.
Yeah.
So he was definitely here, I think, last year as well. And that's the thing. That familiarity, people be like, am I going to pay £45 to see someone? And I'm like, yes, I would. But for some reason, Ugandans, they're not on that. They don't want to pay to keep seeing the same people in the same venue. That's what I heard people saying, the reason why they didn't come.
And there was a festival next day, Sunday.
Yeah, the festival that we'll do, Shady Entertainment Chill and Grill Festival, which was the first one, and it was a success, if I should say so myself. Shout out the whole Shady Entertainment team. They pulled it off because we were nervous. It was far, it was in Raynham.
Yeah.
It was a hot day. It was a very hot day, but it went well. It was a good show. No troubles. I don't really to report. How did you find it?
It was work. So
yeah, I was working too. Yeah,
limited,
yeah.
Yeah, it was great. It was great seeing people in those kind of numbers. And the good thing about the place is like it's compact.
Yes.
So everybody was together. And obviously after 2 years not congregating in such as
big numbers,
it was beautiful. It was beautiful. All the DJs played really nice. It was general happiness all around. No bad mind at all.
Because I don't know if have you heard of Matt's Barbecue?
No.
It's a festival that started in a guy called Matt's backyard, like in Brixton. I think his backyard was like in his garden. And it kind of started like that, and now he's got a full-on, when I say big scale, like almost like wireless, just on a lower scale of wireless. He's got a festival like that, and that's where I see this going. The way it started off small, people liked it. Hopefully it's gonna grow and get bigger and bigger, because I think Ugandans are really getting on the map now when it comes to events. A lot of people at this Shady thing were not Ugandan. They were not Ugandan. There was a lot of Jamaicans in there. There was a lot of West Africans in there. And that's what made me happy the most. I had an uncle come up to me. He's like, do you guys play Nigerian music here? If not, I will give you £20 for each song you play.
Come to think of it. Well, they did, though.
Oh, they did.
They did.
No, this is when he just got here.
Okay.
He just got there and he was like, I
was
noticed.
worried.
Yeah, he was worried that obviously it's Ugandan event. I was like, no, we got you. I didn't get my £20 a song, but and you know, we even had people of all races there. It was good to see. You know, obviously it's sad that the same turn up didn't come the night before.
Yeah. I think people just made their minds up,
Yeah.
especially once the Mama Africa show lost its fees, the cancellation, people had this as their second choice because
As their
they
backup.
probably were gonna go to both,
Yeah, and then
but with the first cancellation, they probably made up their minds to go to a Sunday event.
oh, and actually, sorry, I did think of another small critique to the show on Saturday. I don't understand why they had a Nigerian presenter. Now, I'm not xenophobic at all, but it's a Ugandan show with Ugandan artists.
Yeah.
I didn't understand the Nigerian presenter because, you know, even when the other guy came on, what was his name?
Afande.
Yeah. He was taking the piss out of her, really and truly.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult. It was cringe for me to watch him take the piss out of her. You know.
I think it took it.
He took
it
it
was
very-
quite extended. I understand they were buying time.
Yeah, but it was just cringe, and it's just like, can you help me out on that? Did it make sense having a Nigerian presenter at a Ugandan show? You can't really make those jokes.
Again,
I don't know.
this DJ Wax with there was another Nigerian DJ as well, a gentleman. They both work alongside DJ Gidi, who's Ugandan. They work with Mama Africa.
I understand.
Mama Africa restaurant.
Yeah.
So I think it's something of including their stuff into the Mama Africa.
Yeah, it didn't work.
But
It didn't work. I'm
calculation.
sorry, it didn't work. And I'll tell you why, because it just, I would never go and try to host a Nigerian show. There's certain ways, certain jokes that they want to hit. My jokes won't bang, you know.
And
You even see when she was trying to match up with my man, whatever his name is, the other comedian. It just wasn't, it was so cringe. It was painful.
it's also not easy because I've seen English comedy in the Ugandan space, and it just doesn't.
It doesn't hit the same.
Unless you're Alex Mohanji, because you can't pull it off.
Yeah.
But you need to be, for Ugandans to accept that. It's a bit.
So, yeah, let me just say into the promoter, that's one thing I'd say for next show. Yeah, try not to, I get they're part of your team outside this, but try to keep it Ugandan. Otherwise, it just comes across cringe. Very cringe. But I think, I think we should go into a break, and then we're going to get into the real juicy bits when we come back from the break. But did you... Hey, Ken, thanks for coming on. You alright? How you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you enjoying the heat wave? It's finally arrived.
Kasala
Ka.
Katuta.
Katuta. But
Yeah.
we've been complaining for it. Now it's here.
I know, man.
Yeah?
We'll come back from the weekend.
Hey, weekend yanyuma. Kurawo nyaka drink ko.
Yeah. I said nakuchi.
Omanyi omuniga agamba, do you have tea to spill? Engeri nyonyamwawo. Do you have tea to spill? Okay, obviously,
Yeah.
let's get straight into it. Let's not diddy daddy. I've been getting a lot of messages, as people know that obviously we were covering the media at Mama Africa show, and then obviously we were also helping out at Shady's Chill and Grill. Now, I don't know if you have seen online, there's been a lot of back and forth between the promoter and the artists, Winnie, Nwagi, Fameika. I've seen even Rita Gagwa got involved. So I think the premise of the story is, from what I understand, because I see that, Mama Africa called into Farouk and she gave him a 30-minute lowdown of what she believed is owed to her, and why. And just a quick summary of what she's saying, yeah? Kati. And I've met Mama Africa, but I didn't, she looks like such a nice, quiet lady, yeah? So when I heard her on this show and she was going in for these eyes, I was like, mad thing. So anyway, Mama Africa is saying,
You had an interview with her, right?
I had an interview with her.
No.
No, we didn't interview her, but I
Wasn't it?
spoke to her briefly.
It wasn't an interview.
Yeah.
Ah.
I didn't interview her, but I spoke to her briefly. So her Mama Africa's issue, she's saying, is number one, the artist didn't perform for long enough. So I think she's saying Winnie Nwagi performed, I think it was 20 minutes or 30 minutes, she said. I think she expected longer. She never said how much longer, but I don't know. Maybe I'm guessing an hour. I don't know.
Let's
Oh.
clarify. You know,
Mm.
we was in the building.
We was there in
The
4K.
artists-
In 4K.
They came in
It
late.
took too long.
Bambi.
We were tired before they came. Yeah. And you know, I think because we'd been expecting some kind of huge crowd interviews and all that.
Yeah.
We did just a few, and
Yeah, we did a few.
we
interviews.
left halfway, or somewhere. But when we left, Winnie was still performing,
Yes.
and we didn't expect that. We had the thought that Fik might not perform.
We had.
So
Reason?
Yeah.
What
and
was the reason?
we just suspected because this crowd was really sparse. We thought.
Ah.
Very sparse.
Yeah.
So to Ivan's point, right? If anyone knows me, they know I love Ugandan shows. I love Ugandan artists. I love everything about it. I got to that venue. I believe I got there at 9. I got there at 9. And you know, at 9 normally at least people are there.
Yeah.
There was like 3 people, right? I said,
What? In the whole.
in the whole thing, if you remove the workers, yeah, there was 3 people. Remember that guy we found charging his phone? It was him and then a couple people. Cool. I didn't bother. I was like, whatever. We're there to do interviews, right? So it comes now 10 o'clock. Maybe 5 more people. 11 o'clock. And then, okay, so people now start coming around 12, 1. But 12 is when I'm expecting the artist.
Auntie, but now you're gonna have a jelly.
Yeah, but you're late. Now you're around 12. But artist, Baba, at least one artist, opening act, curtain raiser, whatever you want to call them,
Yeah.
will be on stage. I don't think Winnie came on until about 3 a.m. Or
Yeah.
gone 3.
Don't they close at around 3:30 or 4?
4, exactly. So that was like, raw, and I was tired because we were just sitting there. Obviously, we did interviews
Oh, so
and
hold
stuff.
on. Winnie came on at around 3, and that was the first artist.
That was the
Yes.
first artist.
Eh.
That one, I remember it clearly. Do you know why? Because we left at like 3:30, 3:40, and it was halfway through her performance. And I was like, Ivan, we gotta go. I'm too tired. Do you know what I mean?
And we had a long day next day.
Yeah.
As well,
So I was like, we gotta go. Now, Mama Africa's first point is they should not have been that late to the venue. You know, they were supposed to perform. I think she said she mentioned them at 12.
But let me ask.
Mm.
Obviously, if she was the organizer, yeah, but they say when it comes to bringing the artists to the venue, who organizes that? I thought it's her herself, isn't it?
That is a fair point.
I don't think it's the artist that will organize their own transport.
That is a fair point. Now,
So issues might be the reason why, usually why there's these issues of artists coming up late. We don't know the full story. I don't know, but usually it's the case of maybe there's a payment or they're missing something, and then they will tell the organizer or the promoter that look, till we get this amount of money, we won't be able to come to the venue.
I hear
and then
that.
obviously there's a delay. So probably that was the case. I'm not saying she didn't pay them,
this guy's a lawyer.
but I'm just saying.
No.
Ivan,
Okay.
you can correct me if I'm wrong, but
No,
usually
you're
that's
not wrong.
the case.
Now, that
what
might
are
be.
you saying?
Yeah.
Anyway, I think I don't know the reason for the lateness, but Winnie was paid in Uganda.
That's what I was gonna say. That may be Fick's
Ah.
case because
Okay.
Fick
Winnie's
wasn't paid
payment
full his
was
full
done
amount,
in Uganda.
but Winnie's payment was paid in full. So payment couldn't be an issue in terms of why she didn't come.
And that's why she came and performed. She had no reason. In fact, she says in her video, she had no reason not to perform. She was paid.
And let me tell you something. She performed like that place was full.
Really?
That one,
Yeah,
yes.
it was top
Hey.
most performance.
Bruv, she gave a performance.
How
of
many people were in the
About 100 to 150.
Okay.
But she performed like there was 1,000 people in there. Like, you know when someone gives all their energy, like, you know how she can dance and all that? Nah, she did.
So she was basically professional.
She was.
Yeah.
She did a good. Now, I can't say I watched the whole performance, but I believe when I left that, yeah, actually, this person put in a good show.
So obviously my thinking was why artists turn up late, issues with payment. If not, maybe she got the heads up.
That's what I think.
And then she didn't want to,
That's what I think. You know, I got a lot of love for Winnie
Yeah, but
YG,
was
but
she meant to bring herself to the venue?
this is one
We-
thing.
we
I
don't
think this is
know
the missing
what the
link.
organisation
Because
is.
Mama Africa didn't really speak on whether she sent a car there, and it may if she did, maybe I missed it. We don't know what happened there in terms of who was supposed to pick them up. Because if I brought you, Yakubera could bumper.
Yeah, exactly.
I need you at the venue.
I need you at the venue.
Why if there's a traffic jam or road closure between the hotel and the venue?
Yeah, because I think it's the promoter that dictates what time you should be at the venue,
Facts.
not the artist.
But I think they also was it that day they landed as well? They landed on Saturday, didn't they? Because they got on the plane Friday. So I think there might have been that allowance
Jet lag.
to allow them to rest and that, and maybe she was a bit gullible or naive in that sense to give them that, because obviously, they didn't get to the venue on time. So that one was Winnie's case. Now, as we were leaving, you know me, I keep it real. I can hear people arguing. I told Ivan.
Well, at the venue.
Outside. So obviously I saw my guy Fick, I saw the promoter, and I saw other people, and it seemed like there was a kerfuffle. I didn't hear what was going on, so I'm not going to do no chat. I'm not going to do no chatty patty stuff, but I just assumed it had something to do with performing because we were just there and it was a bit mad. So she's gone on to tell us in this interview that the argument was about payment, right? And I don't think she wanted to pay him his full P's because the time was running out. Because they got there late, he wouldn't have got to perform the whole set he should have performed. So I think she was saying she wants to pay him less because of that. And obviously he's not having that. He's like, yo, we had an agreement. I want my full piece.
Yeah.
So in that case...
I mean, there's another line that says once Winnie had performed, Fick was told that he don't need to perform.
Okay. Interesting.
But again, for him to perform, I don't know how they switched it now and he accepted to perform. Then he demanded his full fee, and they weren't giving it to him. So that's the other school of thought that's out there.
So what time was this?
And I think I heard from somebody else. Again, this is through the grapevine that.
So this is allegedly.
That the fans, the people refused to leave after Winnie.
I would refuse too.
Exactly.
Because
you paid.
You missed. I don't know if you saw it. The interview, the first interview I did with that lady TK. Is her name TK? You said.
Which one?
The one that does the boat party. FK. Sorry. She said, I can't wait to see Haj Mabudu, Gravity, Fick Fameika, and you could tell she was looking forward to it. So imagine after Winnie being told, okay, it's home time. You're going to be like, nah, I am not leaving until I get either see them or get a refund. So I can believe that line of thought, you know. But I heard he only performed 3 songs. And I don't know if that was because of him or because of the venue closing. So what say you to that?
I think obviously if he came on at like 3:30, there's no time. Basically, the venue's closing at that time.
He definitely did not come on earlier than that. 100%.
3 songs. So.
Yeah, but the reason for him coming late because there was an argument over what?
Payment.
Over payment.
Because in her interview,
so time's wasted while
arguing.
They're out there arguing.
So what do you think? Because she says she told him, "You come, I'll pay you when you get here." He's saying, "I'm not leaving until you pay me," because apparently his rule is, and I respect it, until you pay me, I don't leave. Even Uganda, I think his normal rule is he doesn't leave. But I don't know how.
Fick.
Yeah.
But now there's another aspect because Mama Africa says from the onset. These artists, maybe not Winnie, but Fick was being primed for another show.
Yes, that's
the
another.
show the next day.
Yes.
So she had an inkling that somebody was promoting the artist in another
show
venue on her license.
But where did she get that information?
That's the first thing, because I have not yet seen a flyer.
Because I know with the show on Sunday. We promoted the show. We sent, flyers out. I didn't see any flyer that had Fick
Fameika on it.
Nothing at all.
That's true.
But,
not even Nwagi.
True as it might be, I think there was something that was saying special artist.
Well, I'll drop the T right now.
Exactly.
That
There's
special.
Special artist.
Listen.
So the fans
no, that special. Ken, do you want to tell them who that special guest was?
But let me tell you. We had a live band.
Yeah.
How sure it wasn't that special artist?
Not even just a live band. I can be rude with you now, yeah. Saga limited kwecho, yeah. Because listen, I'm calling it how it is. I'm not taking sides, but promoter Mama Africa, that special guest was Rabadaba, and there's proof that he was reached out to, but unfortunately due to logistical issues he couldn't make it. But it was not Fick. It was not Fick Fameika. So that one I can say Unless I don't know. I mean, I can't call what I don't see.
We're going by her fears, and
Yeah.
this is what she's put in this interview with
Yes.
Farouk. And she went on to book their flight for Sunday.
She
to
was,
stop them doing
Yeah,
anything.
sure, yeah.
she was
beyond
literally like,
her show.
as soon as you come off stage, y'all
Yeah,
catching this
literally.
flight, you know.
And I think that's the whole basis of her issues with the artist, and she threatened to take it further, to escalate it with the powers that be,
And get them banned.
and somehow Swangs again is mentioned quite a lot. So is Mosh.
Yes.
Gosh, every time I try to call this guy.
Swangs and Mosh got mentioned quite a lot in this interview. She's demanding £65,000 compensation from Swangs Avenue.
For?
So the 50,000 is how much she lost, and I'm guessing the 15,000 is injury to feelings or.
So she lost 50,000.
Yes.
Because of the artists, or because of the artists performing on Sunday, or
I think that
I don't get it.
I don't know how she came to the figure, but this is my assumption, so please don't shoot me. She is claiming 50k because that was her cost. Her full cost. So cost of bringing the artist, cost of booking the venue, hotel, all that stuff. She wants all that back because she feels like, I'm guessing she didn't get to make her money back because the artist came late.
But
I don't buy
my
that.
quick thinking that the whole cost or loss can be attributed
To-
to
yeah.
to the artists. You know what I mean? Because everybody knows the major problem was
The visas.
the visa.
Yeah.
So if costs are being to be apportioned, a big chunk of it would go to the Home Office.
But the thing is, I don't think she can attribute that to the artists anyway. Because before that week, that same week, on I think it was Monday, she had called off the show.
She had cancelled it. Yeah, I remember that.
So is she telling us that if she had called off the show, Royal Regency will still need payment because you booked the venue?
Deposit.
She would still make a loss regardless whether the artists turn up or not. The deposit for the artists, I don't think they return your deposit, do they?
Probably not.
I don't think they.
Yeah,
I don't think they
probably
return
not.
the deposit. So I don't think she can attribute that to the artist anyway, because the show was not going to be there in the first place.
That is a good point.
She just changed her mind, I think, on like a Tuesday or Wednesday
That is a good point.
when the visas came back.
But in fairness, on her part,
So she didn't get the crowds.
the loss would have been easier to take if the artist performed on time. If the artist came on time and performed, maybe
But-
she could have taken her
But
loss.
Marvin, what would have changed?
Nothing would have changed. Her loss, she could have taken it in peace. But to take the loss, the artist came late. They didn't perform to her. From what she's saying,
I think what's added salt to injury is Winnie's live. Was it Instagram or Snapchat?
But
Oh,
she
what
was just
happened?
responding to what Mama Africa had said.
Was she?
Yeah, she was responding. I think
What-
Mama
what-
Africa
what did
first-
she say?
So what did Mama Africa? Is it Mama Africa that spoke first?
Yeah.
Okay.
no. I don't. Was it no? It was. Was it not Rita Kagwa? Was it not Mama Africa via Rita Kagwa
Yeah,
that spoke
yeah,
first?
yeah.
Yes. And Rita was, saying a lot. She was going in on Winnie and stuff like that. So you're right. Winnie was right to defend herself. What
Yeah,
did she
she
say?
had to, because Winnie was saying, look, obviously
Because she was saying they were stranded.
Mama Africa is saying that obviously they violated, it was a breach of contract, that she brought them here, they had to perform on the show, they were not meant to perform at the Chill and Grill Festival on Sunday.
Which Winnie didn't.
And then Winnie, she came up and said,
One of
look,
them performed.
we went there, obviously we performed for your show. She actually said, I did perform fully.
Fully, and she was amazing.
And then it's not, because she was saying, you can't stop me from going to the Chill and Grill Festival. It's a chilled place.
That one is a bit weird.
And she
because-
didn't even, she says, for Fick, he did perform, but she didn't perform. So I don't think she has anything.
She threw my man under the bus.
no, because
Remember for himself.
She was like, remember himself. She's like, look, he performed, but don't put me in all of that.
yeah, and then obviously she went on and had a go at Mama Africa, called her sorts of names.
Yeah. So,
So, you
I
know.
think that's where. Well, now you tell me that she spoke first, so.
Yeah,
via Rita Kagwa.
but
So
that's
we don't
typical,
even know.
it's typical Nwagi.
Yeah.
She gives it to you the way it is.
My thing is, okay, cool. I agree with you. I don't think you can. If you, as from what Jobs Link told us when he came here, the amount of effort goes into bringing an artist. I'd feel a type of way if I bought my artist and my show didn't go well, and the next day I see them at some next man show.
Not
and
performing.
Yeah, even if they're not performing, but they're there,
But what's
and
wrong?
the crowd is packed. And yet at my show, where was that crowd when I needed them?
Oh, so Marvin,
Yeah.
I'm just giving you an example. You would feel that type of way because it's a Ugandan organizing this event.
Yes, of course.
Right?
Yes.
So if let's say they performed your event, it flopped, and then they went to Wembley to see Adele or Ed Sheeran, and then it's it's a sold out event.
No, I wouldn't.
Would you feel the same?
No.
So you're only feeling the same
Yes.
because it's a fellow Ugandan.
A fellow promoter.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just trying to, I don't want to say the word devil advocate, but when to show the other side of the coin, so people can see where she's coming from. Yeah, she's seeing it as she's putting all this money. She's saying 50K.
Yeah.
The other person's putting nothing, nothing,
Yeah.
but yet reap the rewards. Do you get what I'm saying? Okay, not the big rewards, but the rewards of having that. That's her gripe. That's her issue.
Do you guys think she might have a case? Let's forget Winnie, because Winnie didn't perform.
Yes.
But for Fick, he performed, and he's on her license. So don't you think some kind of round table talk should have taken place? This I want your artist. I've got a show tomorrow, even if it's 5 minutes appearance, because even public appearances are requested. You don't just pick an artist from somewhere. And
But obviously with the law,
Let the
what
lawyer
does it-
talk.
what
Let,
does
let,
it-
the- let the lawyer talk.
Because obviously they say he's not meant to work
Yes.
elsewhere.
Yes.
He was the Chill and Grill Festival. Let's say he called the vibe. He was in the vibe and then he just jumped on stage. We don't know if he was paid.
we don't know, but he's not meant to perform.
Okay.
When he's
Perform-
in the country, he's
As in performing, getting
Wait,
paid.
because his work is performance.
Yeah.
Now you're getting technical.
No. I mean, sorry.
His work is performance. So we're not saying he's not gonna paint or whatever.
My
You know what I mean?
assistant, my lawyer today is not on form. Let me take this one over.
We know exactly why he's
So
going on stage.
with Fameika's case, right? And again, I'm gonna keep it 100, right? I get how it looks. It looks bad, yeah, on Mama Africa's part, because she looks at it like my man was booked. Obviously, special guests, seeing all that on the flyer, but he was just doing karaoke. You know what I mean? He never had, a backing track. His song was playing, yeah, and he was literally just doing karaoke. He was not paid. He was not paid.
That's what I'm saying.
Isn't that what he did exactly at his show?
Huh?
Isn't that exactly what he did at the night before?
I was not there, so I cannot speak on that. No
So I
comment.
think, Ivan, I think
Because, guys, let me tell you,
Yeah.
Reddy and Weasel fell into that same trap years
Okay.
ago.
Mm.
And it took them up to 6 or 7 years to get back.
Okay.
Because the custodian of their license that time, he ran to the law.
So it's peak.
Okay, same exact circumstances.
Even if you're not paid.
Like,
So I'm just
I
basically
did let you go. to like,
so. So Ivan, you're telling me it's just as long as you've performed.
without permission. Because this guy is holding your permission.
So
This
let's
guy is
put it
holding
this
your
way.
permission.
Ivan, let's put it this way. Fick is my friend.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's say he's my friend.
Yes.
He has done his show.
Yes.
He has come to my crib.
Yeah.
Then Nampamu Capella, he's singing.
That is allowed.
That is private.
That's
a
private.
But it's a private performance. It's private, but it's a private performance.
Yes.
Well,
So would they say he
Because
has?
if we go down to the nitty gritties, we can even say Fick is not supposed to harm to himself in London.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
No.
I think that's going too.
But I see what
if
Ken's saying.
This is a public performance where everybody can look and see this guy is performing.
And not only that, it's a performance where people have paid to come. So that's where it causes issues. Do you know what I mean? If it was like a free, like let's say it was your birthday party, of course my man can go up there.
and he's
You
telling
lot,
people, "Colors are lighter, man, you're giving me all that."
Oh,
You
well.
know.
so I see both sides of the coin, but I just feel I hope it can be resolved. It would be great to get Mosh on because his name was dropped. Because from what she's saying, Mosh is like he's the one that planned the coup. He's the one that planned this to get him here on her, her permit, and then usher him away.
Exactly. She says those exact words. She seems to allude that the moment Fick landed in London, Mosh was in there almost taking over his movements and
Nah, but I think because they've got that relationship, I think Mosh has brought Fick before. So anyway, it's all.
it's
This promotion game is not
we'll
easy.
need a good.
Oh, he's online. How do we put
It's
this?
not yet.
Yeah, that's.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hello, Mosh. Yes, Kampala Drive. We are with the promoter Mosh on the line. Promoter Mosh.
No, tukuwulira.
Okay.
Tukuwulira.
Yes, tukulina. Tusebo tuwadde twogera ku nsonga zino eza promoter Mama Africa. Naawe Mosh especially kuba erinnya lyo lyayogeddwako nnyo mu blog emu eya Farouk, let's be precise. Ate naawe I think naawe wakoze your own blog ne Farouk n'ogezaako munnyonnyola. Tubuulire embeera eri etya, kiki ekirese omuliro guno?
Embeera weeri nze ndowooza embeera ebintu bino byakuyiga. Embeera weeri yakuyiga. Embeera weeri yakuyiga because kati bwe bituuse bigenze wala nnyo kyolabira lwava waŋŋambye ogenda kunkubirako. Naye nga nze to be honest siina nnyo kyenkiriyalinga kyamaanyi kyenjagala okugamba abantu bokka mu bintu bino ena like any other business yonna yonna nga bannayuganda tulemeddwa okukoleganira awamu ng'abantu abalala ate newoogezaako okuyamba omuntu ofuuka omubi kubanga nze kati erinnya lyange lyagize nnyo buli wamu naye ate nga nalinyamba buyambi because nga manyi ki eyo yeetaagamu amaanyi it was a last minute show naye gye bisembedde nze mubi nze nakubidde buli muntu ne mugamba togenda ku shake which is like practically I don't know how it's possible omuntu omuntu yenna ali wano era ogenda okubira omugamba atogenda genda mu lwero egyesi jangu wano
kati ekyo ekyasho nga tukivuddeko kuba tugende ku juice yennyini simanyi oba oyagala kyogerako naye omukyala Mama Africa agamba nti fiika okuva lwe yatuuka mu London olinga gwe walina pulaani y'endala.
No, Mama Africa kyerabidde abayimbi abo bambi bapromotinga nkolagana nabo kati fiika alina ekiggulu era kyenali mbagamba mbadde promotinga ennyimba ze empya nga nziteeka kubanga abantu bangi nnyo mu August era ekyatuteesaayo show because I'm part of the show gyagenda okukola mu August. Ekyatuteesaayo show mu August because abantu bangi nnyo abava mu diaspora ababeera mu Uganda n'abaana baba bawummudde. Kati tubadde nnyo nga tupromotinga ennyimba ze ate naye nga plan bw'aba agamba muno omuyimbi yenna bwe twagala tusobola omuleeta fiiki yakava wano mu January era nze bwe mba singa nali plan nze fiiki nze nali mugambye fiiki tosobola kubona olunaku ndi gye wakola mu January you don't have to come abo abantu bagambe tosobola kujja bafuna omuyimbi omulala because wakava wano tolina impact y'amaanyi gy'ogenda kukola kati singa gwe nali planingiddeko eyo kirango gyagamba eyo kirango twagiteekawo before ibenga yetana planning asheyo kubanga show yali agikyusa yali erina okubeerayo mu main agikyusa n'agiteeka awalala bw'ati agenda agikyusa naye no show nga bwe nannyonnyodde kirango yalina okubeerayo nga gundi ya Portugal yakagwa Afro Nation because Diamond yalina okujja ku show ya kirango yalina okubeera Portugal then wave Portugal alyoka ajja atukolere ne bitagenda bulungi netusalawo netugamba tugende nakyo nga bwe kiri abayimbi abo teri yava Uganda ne ku last minute wennyini bakansolinga ku Tuesday ne bagamba tebagenda kukola ki show evuddewo naye nga kirange already yali egenze mu maaso already promoted so mwekyo si kituufu ekyo tetwagenda ku bayimbi be abayimbi oke baali wano naye nga twali tetubabeesinze buli akatono nsuubira naye waliyo teri muntu yali alowooza mu bannange tulinayo omuyimbi agenda okuyimba
okay kakati kino olowooza kiyinza kuggwerawa kuba nze ndaba nga twetaaga Harmony mu
kigezezza kugamba mu kutandika bwekiggwera abantu bonna kuyiga bapromota kubiga kubanga kali Mama Africa waba agenze n'agamba nze abaana ngenda babandinga wano bagamba muntu bagenda kubandinga kamiliyoni bagenda kukola kyayimye ku kabirthday naye abantu bennyininyini 100% abaali bagamba bamubandinge bebali abamu bali part of the show ereeta kamiliyoni kati singa bamubandinga era ne fake yennyini bana bagamba mu banning eyakukola kino in 2 years things might be different ng'ate fake buli omu amunoonya nga yalina oluyimba kubanga kyolina okumanya omuyimbi okubanga tazeeyo London omuyimbi actually e London alina kujja once mu mwaka alina kujjamu once oba ate nga yoyo omuyimbi ali active naye ng'omuyimbi yena yalize nga mu 2 years ajja once unless omuyimbi ali very very active because mu 1 year abantu babakulabye so ogamba mumubaninge omuyimbi ayinza okubeera eyo ate nga mumwetaaga mwenyininyini naye ng'ate mwayotamu tukundi bridge mwagikola kimwagimenya tetulina okwegereza n'ebigambo byetwogeramu tugenda kubaninga ono tugenda kukola ki naye kwegamba byakuyiga kati mama Africa bambi yakajja mu show business. This is a show business actually tetulina namwanukula oba ffe twakola oba twakola is a business okiraba oyinza n'okupima n'omanya wa ogenda okukolera ekivulo kitaddeyo mwezi ki ogenda kufuna bantu ki you have to plan so bino bintu byonna byakuyiga abaana basinga buli omu ayinamu akasente agamba nyinamu omutwalo kagenda enkola ekyo si bwe kibeera they have to learn kati eno ffenna lesson ekibaddewo kansubire mama Africa ayizeemu kubanga situation yina ddaka ajja kubeera very careless nga bwe yabadde this time in her words ne buli kimu I think next time ajja kubeera very careful kubanga kati alungi abayimbi ndaba kati omuyimbi omulala aliko naye aliko abloga ebintu byonna it's not a good thing naye nga kitulina okuyiga agenda kuyigamu nze kimmanyi wanaaba ayiga ajja kuyigamu
mu kuyiga okwo gwe ne mama Africa kuba gwe waliko kuba ne ku Saturday twali ffenna ku show wayogeddeko naye yakukubidde ku kasimu oba kulaba engeri gyekibeera sote
nze ku lwange nagezaako bengeejinga nga nze kubanga baali bantu bange nga bannaku bankubira ne bampa nesembe oba ne banabakola naye ebintu byebatagendera bulungi they became bitter very bitter like they didn't want to talk to anyone kubanga ku Sunday even before chill and grill bansindikira message emu yokayoka nga bagamba moshi fake tumwadde 5 minutes wata showing up ku hotel tugende ku airport tugenda mu reportinga as lost okiraba
okay kandabe in wrapping up simanyi oba abakyali bano balina ekirala kye baagala okubuuza ninawo Ken ne Marvin
kyebaleko ssebo webale kusiima munnange bino ebintu bitutwala speed obviously the show went well nze naliyo obviously her main issue I think watching her interview your name was mentioned a lot and she's saying that you planned it and I think her main issue Chimbuluma and Tifik performed do you think she has any right or because I was telling Ivan then Jabanga karaoke yajja nakola karaoke kwanga tebamusasula is that naive or
the thing is we don't know at the end of the day we don't know what they've written on that but the thing is what they have to know with this business or with the visa thing they're not going to take one side because you're the sponsor they're going to listen to you and then whatever you write they will have to ask the other party as well what went wrong why even they have to have an interview with him and they will ask the other part as well so it's not like an automatic thing like you just ban like how she say I'm gonna ban Winnie I'm gonna ban Swangs I'm gonna ban this she's like to me she's just talking something she doesn't even have an idea on yeah thing is that's what I say like I said in the beginning this is like a lesson for everyone
okay
because most people are coming this business is a new generation we've been in this business a long time and then new people are coming in so at the end of the day people have to learn where they come in they have to know what's the in a promotion how you're gonna bring artists here how you're gonna look after the artists at the end of the day artists they will call it a cent so if you don't look after them and you think you're the boss then they will disrespect you to the highest they won't even perform even if they come to the stage she was even lucky because anyone what has stood ayinza okujja n'ayimbira, they can come and sing, but they will first say to the fans, banange bayimbira, but I'm not paid. Just, you understand? Perfect thing to do even that. There's even a video now saturating when Fake is saying is Okuyimba can sing, but you have to keep up your word. If you say you're gonna pay me, at the end of the day, Fake cancelled like shows, about 10 shows. Even now, Fake has paid, he's gone to Uganda already, but he's paid almost, the ticket was about 3,000 from his own pocket. Nga omuntu yakuleta ozemuyimbira, she didn't pay you, and then you're digging in your pocket, you're paying your hotel, you're paying the ticket. So do you think Dylan will pay Fake that kind of man? No, we didn't even pay Fake. Fake Yasanga vibe. And he told me one question he asked me, because me I refused him to touch the mic, because the saga Vigambo, we just say Fake don't sing. He said, Mosh, if I manage to sing for 10 people, I'm finding 800 people here. Why am I not singing? Music. I make my own music, and I know how my music flow. If the vibe is good, I'll sing. I'm not getting paid. I'm doing promotion. When artists come here, when you see Nigerians come here, even if they're on a permit, they can't sing anywhere because it's promotion. They're promoting themselves.
Okay.
The only way, and what I'm telling them, you can ban someone if they're singing. When you do a work permit, you tell them when this person are working and how many hours they are working a week. So maximum hour to work on the show is 5 hours. So you say I need them on a Saturday, they're gonna perform, and I need them to work 5 hours. After that 5 hours, if it comes out Nagenda in a club and he ends up having a mic from Namazokuimbi Taina Musango.
Kati moshe chetubadde tubuuza nga obviously nga
in there. So there's in. So at the end of the day, Fake sang on Saturday. Wafulumana yimba. Teligama wajide kwa permit and what did you sing? As long as he's not getting paid, but he's promoting himself. You're not gonna refuse him when he goes to BBC. They will tell him to yimbile you, and you get the mic and sing. Are you gonna ban him because of the BBC singer? You can't.
Yeah, exactly. I think
so there's no evidence at all that we promoted him on chair, and no, there's no. So they don't have any evidence. Even if they have like a flyer, someone was sending a flyer, but there's a flyer, it's going as made. But there's no like we're judging this. He was like Fake is coming around. He's tapping in the other community as well. So he's promoting himself. So so maybe even us will learn. If they ban Fake for 10 years, then maybe I will learn as well. No so they are clear to do whatever they want to do, but they just have to remember you can't ban all the bridges. These are artists, they still need them if they're still in this business. Unless that's the only way. If you're closing down, then you can ban the artists and tell them no one to come back in the UK.
Okay. And my last question is, how their original flight was for the day after? Is that normal practice? Or
It's not normal because they didn't even disclose. When you bring artists, you have to send them the ticket, Novagamba, Maleta, your gear was evaluated, and they tell you as well. Some of them come, they perform, they want to do some shopping. All that is supposed to be because you have to be like a party. It's not like a dictatorship like I'm bringing you on my show, come and perform on Saturday, go back on Sunday. No, it doesn't work like that. They have 100% right. They had even a right to claim the ticket from Africa. But we as Ugandans, we didn't want to go that way. The China cities are we can buy a ticket for ourselves. But she didn't have the right of what we had ticket or not disclosing.
Yeah, because that looks a bit mad for me. But I think you've explained it.
I don't want even to reply straight because when you see her interview, she said it's like showing off her put them 5 stars. It wasn't even 5 stars. We know all that. But
can you at least tell us what hotel it was for us? Was it Travelodge? Was it Premier Inn?
It was Britannia. I think it's the last. I think it's like maybe
I know
two
Britannia.
star or 3-star Britannia. So you can't just say all those things on the artist. So that's what I'm saying. People have to learn. Like, you can't go on saying just for the sake of Amawuli. You'll be there, but you die in 1 week. And then the next week we're looking at you saying, okay, what did you say?
Yeah, because she said a lot about he didn't know how to use a card, and people were,
Yeah, so it's a learning thing for them, because they've just come in this promotion thing. They need to learn. They need to know how to work with people. They need to respect people who they're working with, because I don't know any artist now who can work with them. I don't know. Maybe Jadi Nenzi Simuman.
Yeah, because it feels like nobody wins now, because obviously these lot are going to have an investigation if she goes through with it, and then also her artists might be scared.
No, but we want them to, because at the end of the day they are helping the community, they're bringing artists. We want them to be there. But they just have to learn how to work with people and not a salary gamble like you or gamble, hey, what you think you're talking about, it's on record, it's gonna be there. And then they will ask you after some time,
Yeah. Well, Mosh, webale nnyo insight yeyo. Well, we can only wish you a good weekend. I think the other thing is anyway, tuli mu era ya social media, so ebintu byangu okufuluma naye byafulumye, so what can we do?
Some of it like social media, because nothing happens nga tekyefulumye. Katona alimba n'ogamba, people will come up and then they will look at the thing kiwagambye. Though some people bakitwala nga bwe kiri naye nga you have to be very careful. And the disclosure as well, what she's done, she's disclosed everything about whatever was in the contract, whatever was in like Navasasula million. You can't do that with artists.
Yeah,
because one has different when they deal with everyone individually.
Privacy.
So, but you cannot disclose everything on Namsasula Chino Nakola. You can't. So that's like I say, this is all about learning. They will learn. Maybe they're learning. They're gonna learn the hard way. Naenga, they will learn. Naja kuyiga.
Amina.
Kali Mosh, webale nnyo. Have a nice weekend. Kampala Drive will continue.
Thank you, Mosh.
Yeah.
Peace, bro. And we're gonna get back into a quick break. We'll be back after this.
Yes.
Hey, come on. It's Kampala Drive. We're back again. It's your boy Melinda the Fourth. We got Ken in the studio, Ivan on the decks. Obviously, we've just had an interview with Mosh. You know, so we got to hear the flip side, the other side of the story. And I hope you guys have now heard both sides. You can come to your own conclusions. One thing, which is without a doubt, Britannia Hotel is not a 5-star hotel.
It's a last minute hotel.
It is not.
Yetutwala abantu mu nkukutu. Babanga ba artists je basula.
If what Mosh is telling us is true, and Winnie, Nwagi and Fameika were booked in Britannia Hotel, it is not a 5-star hotel. Neither is it £400 a night. And if that's what was paid, she was robbed, because that one is not true.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
Not a little thing. Anyway, we're coming to the end of the show.
We are.
So we need to say our goodbyes.
We do. We just want to also just let you guys know, here we don't choose sides. We're just here to report facts. We report facts as we see them. They may not be your facts, they're our facts. And we hope both sides can sit down and negotiate so nobody gets banned for 10 years. And like Mosh said, what I loved about what he said this is a learning curve for everybody. I mean, mistakes happen. You know, mistakes happen. Hopefully everyone can stop going online and bashing each other, you know, and all that, 'cause that doesn't resolve anything.
True.
Thank you for this great honor to meet with me and my wife. Appreciate your leadership in the strong Pan-African spirit that has enabled you to take a center role in uniting Africa And we also appreciate what you have done regarding the diaspora and asking Africans, people of African descent to return back to Africa so that we can now rebuild Africa the way that it was supposed to be. I'm very happy with being here as a result of Honorable Frank and Isaac Kagosi, who wanted to make sure that these things would take place. I've heard about Uganda most of my life, the same way that everyone else heard about Uganda. And looking at movies about the guerrillas and all of those things, and you hear stories of the past president that were here. But then you hear stories about what you have done in trying to keep the resources of Uganda here in the country and make sure that the people of Uganda are able to prosper and this land is no longer raped and taken, the properties taken away and given to other people. You know, I was born Terrence Deshaun Howard. I've become an actor. You know, I've been nominated for Oscars and Golden Globes and SAG Awards, but those weren't the things that really moved me. As a child, I studied chemical engineering at Pratt Institute, was there for 2 years until I saw that there was an inconsistency with the math there. And so I went out to explore a new way of understanding how the universe worked, and I was able to define the grand unified field equation they've been looking for and put it into geometry. And then with that geometry, I was able to put props on that. And what I'm saying is now we have invented a new form of flight that I would like to bring here to Uganda to replace the drones, to replace the helicopters, to replace the planes. We have all the funding necessary. What we need is just a fertile ground in which to build this. Now, this is the geometry of hydrogen. Of hydrogen.
Hydrogen.
This is the proton itself. So any bond that hydrogen can make, our linchpins are able to make. So we're talking about unlimited bonding, unlimited predictable structures, supersymmetry, and the linchpins are now able to behave as a swarm, as a colony that can defend a nation, that can harvest food, that can remove plastics from the ocean, that can give the children of Uganda and the people of Uganda an opportunity to spread this and to sell these products throughout the world. So we are no longer just selling agricultural products and pieces from the land. We can now sell and take center stage with technology. But the main purpose is to defend the sovereignty of a peaceful place and a peaceful people without having to have our young men lose their lives. It's an incredible new technology that I want to develop here.
So the hydrogen, what does it do, the hydrogen?
Well, what I'm saying is this is the geometry of hydrogen. They tell us that hydrogen is the very first element, but hydrogen is the color yellow when you look at it through a spectrometer, and you never see the color yellow without seeing red and orange in front of it, and without seeing blue and green afterwards. And each one of these elements, each one of these colors represent an element. So what I'm saying is hydrogen isn't the very first element, it's just the first visible element. And all the other elements are descendants of that. And the same way we can paint colors